TAFE Queensland started a micro-credential strategy about 5 years ago, specifically to address emerging needs. So when I say emerging needs, it's about new technologies, different ways of working that are increasing the relevance of what skills are needed in the workplace and increasing the demand for those. So our strategy looks at saying, what are the things that business and industry need? How can we respond to that really quickly? And putting that into a learning package that is really easily accessible, be it online, face-to-face, or in a blended mode. So the purpose of micro-credentials is a really important thing to understand. For us, it provides solutions to things like attraction, recruitment and retention of staff, and looking at what are the things that we need to do with business and industry to attract people into the workforce. So yes, there is learning content in micro-credentials. Yes, we do apply a digital badge. That digital badge says that those individuals or those people in the company or that organisation have done a program that's been developed by TAFE Queensland in partnership with industry and delivered within a micro-credential framework.
Well, technology's always been in agriculture for many, many years. The horticulture industry, particularly in Bowen, have always been in the forefront of ag tech, particularly within the packing shed environment. So these micro-credentials have really helped us to scope what that might look like for actually attracting different types of workers into the sector.
What are the jobs of the future? What are the skills we're going to need to sort of drive the productivity and success of the industries in this area? It gave the people doing the micro-credentials an opportunity to really dig a little bit deeper in some of the aspects that they might have found interesting or stimulating. I think, the great thing about agriculture is that many people say no 2 days are the same, and what we're trying to do is provide opportunities that stimulate people so that they've got roles that are interesting, challenging and rewarding. So you're really wanting to showcase that and encourage people to push themselves and to seek out where those opportunities for improving their skills actually are.
The area I work in is particularly commercial business, so we do a lot of work with businesses, industry, governments on where there are gaps. With the increasing use of technology and new technologies coming into the workforce, these things are providing gaps. If I use cybersecurity, for example, cybersecurity goes across a number of different industry areas. What that's led us to has been building a whole range of micro-credentials in entry-level digital literacy all the way through to cybersecurity, and those micro-credentials then link to skill sets and then full qualifications, so that we're ensuring that cybersecurity needs are met across small, medium and large businesses and obviously the workforce.
I've been involved in agriculture over the past 15 years. My parents-in-law are tomato growers in Bowen, so I have worked in a packing shed through to operating drone technology in the field. Look, I'll be very honest, my mother-in-law will tell you I wasn't very good at packing vegetables, and I was always designated to putting lids on boxes. There were some much more skilled people in that packing shed than myself, from grading tomatoes through to packing, and of course all compliance and quality assurance. But that just shows you exactly the extent of the involvement. As I said, we used to put lids on boxes. Now we have machinery to do that. We need people to fix this machinery. So that's why the ag tech skills in the micro-credentials are so important, because they do address those really valuable skills gaps. The delivery method of the micro-credentials is on demand, and it's flexible learning, and it's accessible, which is perfect for busy workers or employers wanting to upskill their workforce.
I think that's the beauty of micro-credentials. They're available to anybody at any time. You can come out of work from the paddock and you can go home and you can access the micro-credentials after tea, when you've got a bit of downtime. Or, as we know, the sector has impacts with rain. On a rainy day, you can go into the office and actually complete some of this work at that time. You're not committed to a full qualification at this point. You can just access the micro-credentials individually at a very low cost. I think accessibility is probably the greatest advantage of the micro-credentials. Often we see that our youth or business owners have to study in the large regional cities like Brisbane or Melbourne, which often isn't achievable for them to actually have to leave the region to do this training. This enables them to access really good quality training topics which are relevant to their current workplace needs. I think probably the biggest surprise for people who have done the micro-credentials is how interactive they are, because often when you think about online training you think of reading reams and reams of text, but the micros have been designed to be very interactive and self-paced so that you can choose the areas of the micro-credential that you're most interested in. So you can sort of choose your own journey as you go through the micro-credential.